Warm welcome to one and all for the second session of this presentation. Subject is strength of materials. Code is 18CV32. Bending stresses and shear stresses in beams under model 2. The course outcomes are common to all the session in this chapter. To analyze, that is to analyze and understand different internal forces and stresses induced due to representative loads on the structural elements. Now the topic covered in this session is section modulus. So in the previous session we derived the Euler bending Bernoulli equation m by I is equal to F by Y is equal to E by R. From the bending equation we can get the formula m by I is equal to F by Y. So after interchanging, F is equal to m by I into Y. So here for a given the beam section, the moment of inertia is constant. Also the bending moment is constant from one end to other end, since the beam is subjected to pure moment. So the moment is also constant for a given beam section, and also the inertia, moment of inertia of the beam section is also constant, since the beam is having uniform cross section. In the assumptions we assume that the beam is having uniform cross section throughout. Therefore the moment of inertia for a given the condition is for the given beam section is constant. So in this way m and I both are constant and y is variable. As y changes, y is directly proportional to F is the bending stress, F is directly proportional to the y. So that is F is maximum where y is maximum. So it means that in case of simply supported beam, the topmost layers are under compression, whereas the bottommost layers are under the elongation. Similarly, in case of cantilever beam, the top fibers are under the elongation, whereas the bottom fibers are in compression. So from that one, the F will be maximum when Y is maximum. Therefore the equations once again, the for maximum bending stress, so given by m by I into Y maximum, nothing but distance of the extreme fiber from the neutral axis. After interchanging, we can write down that m is equal to I divided by Y maximum into F maximum. So this term I divided by Y maximum is denoted by symbol capital Z. So Z is nothing but the section modulus, nothing but it is the ratio of the moment of inertia of the cross section about the neutral axis to the distance of the farthest fiber from the neutral axis. So and the units are represented by millimeter to the power 4. Here the more the section modulus, more will be the moment of resistive. Here this term we are calling it as the section modulus, and again if you want more the resisting moment, this term should be more, means section modulus for a given the beam should be maximum. So more the section modulus, more will be the moment of resistive or moment carrying capacity of the beam. For the strongest beam, that is for the strongest beam, the section modulus must be maximum. So some section modulus for various shapes. So section modulus, first one is under that case regular sections are there, some rectangular section, the hollow rectangular sections, solid circular section, hollow solid circular section, triangular section, semicircular section. These are all the common regular the cross sections of the beams. Now one by one you study the section modulus for the various types of shapes. First we consider the section modulus for a rectangular section. So consider a rectangular section having breadth B and the depth D. Here depth will be more than the breadth. So now we have to find the section modulus for the rectangular beam sections. So in order to find the section modulus for the any section, we need the first one is the neutral axis and the second one is moment of inertia of that particular section. So whenever any section is given, we have to check whether that section is symmetrical about any axis. So this rectangular section is symmetrical about horizontal axis, symmetrical about the vertical axis. That is axis of symmetry. It is symmetrical about the horizontal axis as well as the vertical axis. When you draw a fixed lines along the axis of symmetry, that intersection of these two axes will give the centroid of that particular section. Here, after drawing the axis of symmetry, we got the centroid at this point. Means in the vertical direction it is b by 2 from either side, and in the horizontal direction it is d by 2. Now we can say that the y maximum is d by 2. Either it may be in the compression zone or it may be in the tensile zone. And also we know that the moment of inertia about the neutral axis for a rectangular section will be given by b d cube by 12. And next y maximum. So stress is maximum in the farthest layer. From this neutral axis, the farthest layer may be either top or to the bottom. So as I told that in case of simply supported beam, this topmost layer will be under compression and the bottommost layer will be under the elongation, whereas in case of cantilever beam it is vice versa. So therefore the section modulus is given by the equation z is equal to I divided by y maximum. It is the ratio of moment of inertia of the rectangular section about the neutral axis to the ratio of the distance of the extreme fiber or the farthest fiber from the neutral axis, that is given by d by 2. After simplification, we will get that bd square divided by 6. This is the section modulus, and the units are we are keeping in millimeter to the power 3. So now again from the equation, moment of resisting or is m is given by f into z. After substituting the value of z in this equation, we get that the moment of resistance m is equal to f into bd square divided by 6. So once we draw the stress distribution diagram. This diagram is the stress distribution diagram, whereas this is the cross section of the beam. So here, when you put the y maximum, so the topmost layer is the maximum stress, bottommost layer will be the maximum also stress, whereas in between these two the stress is 0, means about the neutral axis the stress is 0, means whenever a beam has been subjected to pure moment, so the above one layer the more compression, below one layer the more elongation. In between these two one layer exists, neither elongation nor contraction is there. That layer is called as the neutral layer or neutral surface, and the trace of that one we are represented on the cross section as the neutral axis. So it means that about the neutral axis the intensity of stress is 0. Moving away from the neutral axis, that is to the topmost layer or bottommost layer, the stress is maximum. So here in case the symbol represents that the compressive bending stress, and this is the tensile bending stress, BT, tensile bending stress and compressive bending stress. So next, the section modulus for hollow rectangular section. Consider a rectangular hollow section having overall width and depth B, capital B and capital D, and depth of symmetrically placed hole B, small b and the small d respectively. So the diagram shows the hollow rectangular section with uniform thickness all around. So the hatched portion is the solid portion. This is the placed rectangular placed hole. Here the outer dimensions are the capital B and the outer depth is capital D, whereas the inner dimensions of the small rectangle is the B as well as small lowercase b, the lowercase d. So again, so to find the section modulus, so we need what? The moment of inertia of this rectangular section as well as the neutral centroid of the rectangular section. Again, the given rectangular section is symmetrical about both horizontal as well as the vertical axis. It is symmetrical about horizontal as well as the vertical axis. It is called as axis of symmetry. Once you draw the axis of symmetry, the intersection of these two axes of symmetry will give the centroid of that section. With respect to the centroid of the section, the farthest layer is at a distance of y by 2. Either it may be in the compression zone or it may be in the tension zone. Nothing but the distance of the extreme fiber or the farthest fiber from the neutral axis is, now it is y maximum is equal to d by 2. And next we know that moment of inertia of the hollow rectangular section about the neutral axis is moment of inertia of the outer the rectangular section BD cube by 12 and minus moment of inertia of the inner rectangular section the BD cube by 12, and y maximum, so we found as the d by 2. So now from the equation, from the definition of section modulus, it is the ratio of the moment of inertia of the given section about the neutral axis to the distance of the farthest fiber from the neutral axis. After substituting the value for I as well as y maximum, we got the section modulus as the BD cube minus BD cube divided by 6D. So here the lowercase uppercase we have to carefully put. This is the section modulus for the hollow rectangular section having uniform thickness. It is nothing but it has been placed symmetrically. Next, if you want to know the resisting moment or moment of resistivity, so if the F is the intensity of stress in that fiber, then the moment of resistance is given by the equation, so M is equal to F into Z, where if we substitute the value of the F and as well as Z, we will get the moment of resistance. Again, as earlier I told that, so M is also directly proportional to the Z. Here again, about the neutral axis, the intensity of stress is 0. As we go on moving towards the extreme fibers, so the extreme fibers are under more compression, and when you move towards the neutral axis, neither elongation nor the contraction is there along that neutral axis. Again, when you move towards the bottommost fiber level, it go on increasing from 0 to maximum at the bottommost layer. So that has been represented by a symbol, the lowercase fbc, lowercase fbt. So tensile bend stress, it is the compressive bending stress. It is tensile bending stress, compressive bending stress. Next, section modulus for solid circular section. So now we have to find the section modulus for the given solid circular section. Consider a solid circular beam of length L and diameter, the small diameter B, as shown in the figure. So again, in order to find the section modulus for the circular section, we must know the neutral axis, and through neutral axis, when you draw the fictitious line, and you have to find the y maximum. So again, this circle is symmetrical about diametrical axis. If you draw the diameter, the line diametrical axis, it will intersect at the center, or it may also it is symmetrical about horizontal as well as vertical axis. So in this case we can say that the circle is symmetrical about the diametrical axis. The intersection of the diametrical axis will give us the centroid, and the distance of the fiber from the top fiber or the bottom fiber will give the y maximum value. And also the moment of inertia of a solid circular section about the neutral axis is given as pi d to the power of 4 divided by 64. So this we have studied in the subject engineering mechanics in the previous semester. So here we know the value of moment of inertia, and also we know the distance of the farthest fiber from the neutral axis as d by 2. Now from the definition of section modulus, z is equal to, it is the nothing but the ratio of the moment of inertia of the given section, so about the neutral axis to the distance of the farthest fiber. This one is the farthest fiber and this one is the farthest fiber from the neutral axis. So after substituting the value for I as well y maximum, we get that value as section modulus pi d to the power of 3 divided by 32, and the units are the millimeter to the power 3. So if F is the intensity of stress in that fiber, in any fiber or in that fiber, then the moment of resisting or moment of resistivity is given by M is equal to F into Z. After substituting the value for Z as well as the F, we get that F into pi d cube divided by 32. This is the section modulus. This value is the section modulus for the solid circular section, whereas the F into pi d to the power of 3 divided by 2 is the moment of resistance. Again, when you draw the stress distribution diagram, this is the stress distribution diagram, and the intensity of stress about the neutral axis is always 0, and it goes on increasing linearly. It goes on increasing linearly at the farthest layer. Either it may be a compression zone or it may be in the tension zone. Next, section modulus for the hollow circular section. So let the external diameter be the capital D and the internal diameter be the small d respectively. So again, so this is symmetrically placed. The smaller hole, the circle has been symmetrically placed in the outer the circle. Again, we have to find the section modulus for the hollow circular section. We need the centroid of that section, and next we need the distance of the farthest fiber from the neutral axis. Here again this is symmetrical about horizontal as well as vertical axis, but in case of, we can say that this the circle is, the circular beam is symmetrical about the diametrical axis. You draw the diametrical axis in any direction, in any inclination, the intersection of this will give the centroid of this lamina, centroid of the solid circular beam section. So from that one, the farthest layer will be the at a distance of capital D by 2. This is y maximum value will be the capital D by 2. So now the moment of inertia of the hollow circular section about the neutral axis I is given by the pi d to the power of 4 divided by 64 will be the outer circle minus the pi small d to the power of 4 divided by 64 will be the inner circle. So you can, in simplified manner, you can write that pi into d to the power of 4 minus the small d to the power of 4 divided by 64. And next is y maximum is distance of the extreme fiber from the neutral axis is d by 2. So therefore the section model, as per the definition, it is, as you know, that it is the ratio of the moment of inertia of the given section about the neutral axis to the distance of the extreme fiber or farthest fiber with respect to the neutral axis. After substituting the value for I as well as y maximum, we get that the the section modulus as pi into capital D to the power of 4 minus small d to the power of 4 divided by 32 into capital D. So if F is the intensity of stress in that fiber, then the resisting moment or moment of resistance is given by the equation M is equal to F into Z. We will get this final value. So here again along the neutral axis, the intensity of stress is 0, and as we move on towards the extreme fibers, either it may be in the compression zone or it may be in the tension zone. So it is goes on increasing linearly. It will increase linearly. So this is the section modulus for the circular section. Now section modulus for a triangular section. So consider a triangular beam section as shown in the figure. So this triangular section is the not symmetrical about any horizontal as well as vertical axis. Also it is not the equilateral triangle or isosceles triangle. All the dimensions are totally different. So here we have to find in order to find the section modulus for this given triangular section, we have to locate the centroid of this section. So through centroid, if you draw a one line, fixed line, that line is called as the neutral axis, and you have to measure the distance of that neutral axis with respect to the apex point as well as the base point. Here we know that in the subject engineering mechanics, we studied that the centroid of a triangular section about its base is h by 3. Here the base of the triangle is taken as the b and the height of the triangle is taken as the small h. So the centroid of the triangular section about its base will be at a distance of h by 3 from the base, or it may be 2h by 3 from the apex point. So here again also we know that moment of inertia of the triangular section about the neutral axis is I is equal to bh cube by 36. This has been derived from applying the first principle of the moment of inertia chapter. So one is the neutral axis is at a distance of 2h by 3 from the apex point, or h by 3 from the baseline, and comparing these two values, 2h by 3 is greater than the h by 3. Therefore y maximum holds true for distance of the extreme fiber from the neutral axis will be 2h by 3, since 2h by 3 is greater than h by 3. So therefore in this case y maximum is 2h divided by 3. So now from the definition of section modulus, you can say that z is equal to, it is the ratio of the moment of inertia of the triangular section about the neutral axis to the ratio of the distance of the extreme fiber from the neutral axis. After substituting the value for the I moment of inertia and the y maximum, we get that bh square divided by 24. This is the section modulus for the triangular section. So this is very important that in this case y maximum is 2h by 3, because from the apex point the centroid nothing but the neutral axis is passing through centroid, and the centroidal distance is 2h by 3 away from the, this is called as apex point, away from the apex point, and h by 3 from the base point. Here 2h by 3 is greater than h by 3. If you want the bending stress at the bottom level, we have to put only y value as h by 3. If you want the bending stress at this apex point, we have to put the value of y is equal to 2h by 3. Now if F is the intensity of stress in that fiber, then the moment of resistance is given by the equation. So M is equal to F into Z. So after substituting, we get the value as M is equal to F into BH square divided by 24. This is the section modulus for the triangular section. Some of the common section moduli for the regular sections, common sections. Common sections we can encounter is the rectangular section, square section, diamond section, circular section, hollow circular section, the triangular section, as well as the semicircular section. These are the common things coming regular shapes. These are the common regular shapes. So first, for the rectangular the section, here the width will be capital B and the depth will be the capital D. So here D is greater than the B. Here I assume that the case of simply supported. In the case of simply supported, so the top layers are under the compression. Therefore, I consider ZC. Z suffix C is taken as the section modulus for top or compression edge, and Z suffix T is taken as the section modulus for bottom or tension edge. So for the rectangular section, as we have already derived that, we know the moment of inertia is the BdQ by 12, and the distance of the farthest layer is the capital D by 2. This is the intersection of the axis of symmetry is given as the centroid, and when you draw a fixed line through centroid, that will be the neutral axis, and here it is symmetrical with respect to the neutral axis. Therefore, the section modulus for tension zone section is equal to the section modulus for the compression zone is given by the BD square divided by 6. Similarly, if the given beam section is of square section having sides A, so what happens again? The intersection of this one will be giving it as the centroid, nothing but the neutral axis layer there, and is symmetrical above the neutral axis as well as below the neutral axis. Therefore, the moment of inertia is a to the power of 4 divided by the 12, and the section modulus for tension zone will be equal to the section modulus for the compression zone, and is given by A cube divided by 6. So if the diamond section square with diagonal horizontal of side A, if this is the case, the moment of inertia will remain same, a to the power of 4 divided by 12, whereas so this will change. So now anyway it will remain with respect to the horizontal line, the neutral axis layer, the above part above the neutral axis as well as the below the neutral axis, it is symmetrical, and therefore the section modulus for tension zone will be equal to the section modulus for the compression zone, and is given by a to the power of cube and multiply by root 2 divided by 12. Now the next one, the case solid circular section of diameter capital D. So we have already derived this equation. Moment of inertia is pi d to the power of 4 divided by 64, and the distance of the extreme fiber will be the capital D by 2, and the section modulus is the same for both compression zone as well as the tension zone, that is given by pi d to the power of 3 divided by 32. Similarly, hollow circular section, so same, the outer diameter is capital D, inner diameter is the small d, and the moment of inertia equation is given by pi d to the power of 4 divided by 64 minus pi d to the power of 4 divided by 64, and again the section modulus is same for compression as well as tension zone, given by this equation. Similarly, for a triangular section having base width B and height h, so from the first principle of centroid, we know the centroid is lying at a distance of h by 3 from the base, h by 3 from the base, or 2h by 3 from the apex point. So here again, as this value is not symmetrical for top layer as well as bottom layer, it is different. Therefore, when you put y is equal to 2h by 3, we will get that the section modulus for the compression zone, when you put the h is equal to the y is equal to h by 3, we will get the section modulus for the tension zone. And next one is last one, the semicircular section of diameter capital D. Here again it is symmetrical about only vertical axis. We have to draw only vertical axis, and from the first principle we have to find the centroid. Here it is centroid is at a distance of 4r by 3 with respect to the diametrical axis. The centroid of a semicircle is at a distance of 4r by 3 with respect to the diametrical axis. So again, so for this one, so it is here, this distance is 4r by 3, and the top the fiber is d by 2 minus 4r by 3. After substituting the value for once y is equal to d by 2 minus 4r by 3, another value for y is equal to 4r by 3 by 3 pi, we get that the section modulus for compression zone as well as section modulus for the tensile zone. So these are all the common the sections. This completes the section modulus for the different shapes. Thank you.